Hi, I'm Henry Stoever and welcome to BoardVision. Today I'm joined by Ann Cloyd, PwC's leader for the Center for Board Governance. Today on BoardVision, we're going to be talking about cybersecurity. Today we just heard from Michael Daniel, the cyber czar for the White House. Ann, what do you think is new? I mean, we've been talking about cybersecurity for years. We've written books, whether it's white papers, significant handbooks, both on our side and your side. What do you think is new, and what did you hear from Michael that you think directors should take home with them today?
So one thing that he said this morning that I think really helped crystallize in my mind why this is such a challenge, why it's such a challenge for companies, why it's such a challenge for directors. And he described the fact that cybersecurity was really multifaceted. I mean, I think as he said, it's a combination of political, psychological, economics, business, and physics.
One thing that really struck me was the whole public-private partnership. And I'm wondering, Ann, if you have any thoughts on how directors or what they should be aware of and things from a public-private partnership perspective.
This is one that to tackle the issue, it does have to be government and companies working together. And he also said that companies need to be willing to work together. And that companies, which again is countercultural in many respects to the way people have operated. But if I understood him correctly, I think what he was suggesting is that, this is one time where people need to find a way through, obviously working with legal counsel, but to get past some of the concerns to find ways to effectively share information. So if you've had an issue and somebody else can learn from that, that's a good thing.
I think that's a really good way of thinking about the sharing, how you've dealt with it. I mean, one of the things that he mentioned when he gets into kind of cybercrime is that in the past, or today it's like if your house gets robbed. You'd be the victim if your house got robbed or your house or your car got broken into or something like that. But if your company gets hacked and you disclose and others find out about that, your shareholders may make you, may not make you the victim. So it's unfortunate on how this kind of is kind of unfolding. And I'm wondering if you have any broad-based thinking around disclosures about what do you do, when do you do, how do you do, things of that nature.
It's really a delicate balance. It's a really delicate balance of what you disclose because, think of the situation where you really do believe everything is fine and you disclose that everything is fine, and then lo and behold, 60 days later, you find that you've got an issue. So, and I think from the standpoint of directors, what's really important is that particularly the audit committee is having those discussions, with the management team and with counsel so that they understand what's being disclosed and that it's the right level.
When a director finds out that my company has been hacked, what do we do?
When it comes to the directors, their job is to do what they can to be asking the questions and to make sure that they're prompting management to be thinking about this.
My key takeaway from today's session with Michael Daniel was really the value of a robust public-private partnership.
After his presentation, one of the really good questions he got from directors was, Michael, what keeps you up at night? And and his responses were that he was, I think what he said is part of his concerns were really subtle. So it was the subtle disruptions that could happen, or how did he put it, the subtle infiltrations that would just cause the uncertainty and concerns in the financial markets. And I think he also said he was concerned about that this could be moving where there wasn't necessarily global cooperation in trying to deal with it.
Ann, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us on this episode of NACD BoardVision. I'm Henry Stoever. Have a great day.